Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. Presently we are doing the chapter Indian Politics, Trends and Development. And under this chapter our main focus is on the politics which emerged after the year 1989. And in this regard we have discussed so many issues after 1989. And in this regard, the most important development we can say was that there was two things was happening at the same time. On the one hand, we see that the Congress was started to decline after 1989. In this period, the Congress party started to decline. And on the other hand, we see that the Bharatiya Janata Party started to rise. And both these things can happen together only because we see these two parties emerged as the main two political parties in the Indian politics. And we will discuss regarding this decline in the Congress party and rise in the BJP after the discussion of the chapter, because one paragraph is given in your book in which the percentage of seats and the percentage of votes have been shown, how the percentage of seats starts to increase from the year 1984 for the BJP. If we compare this period from 1984 to 2004, we see that the percentage of seats in Lok Sabha is rising for BJP. And if we see this period for Congress, we see that its percentage of seat is decreasing. Not only there is decrease in the seat in the Lok Sabha, but also there is decrease in the percentage of voters also, and there is rise in the percentage of votes which was gained by BJP. So this was happening, and this was the most important development which took place after the year 1989. And this period after 1989, two main political parties were there. On the one hand, Congress, and in the other hand, there was BJP. And we also see that there was one more dimension to this development. Because if we add up the votes polled by the Congress and the BJP, we find that this is not more than 50%. So, both the parties, Congress and BJP, taken together, and we are seeing that the votes polled by these two parties together is not more than 50%. It means there are almost half people who are not giving their vote to either BJP or the Congress. And that is the reason that this coalition politics, the politics of alliance, started after the year 1989. And if we see the seats which were won by BJP and the Congress, we come to the same conclusion. If we add up the seats won by BJP and Congress, what we see that more than half the seats in the Lok Sabha is not won by BJP and Congress together. So what is this? Why this is happening? Where are the votes going? अगर 50% से ज़्यादा वोट बीजेपी और कांग्रेस दोनों को मिला के नहीं मिल रहे हैं, अगर बीजेपी एंड कांग्रेस दोनों को मिला करके 50% से ज़्यादा सीट्स इनको नहीं मिल रहे हैं, तो कहाँ जा रहे हैं ये? किनके पास सीट्स जा रही है, किनको वोट्स जा रहे हैं? सो दिस वाज द ऑल्सो द पीरियड ऑफ the rising importance of regional parties. Regional parties are now becoming very much important, and we see that whichever party is existing today is either belonging to Congress, or they are from the Janata family, or the third is the BJP. We can say that there are 4 groups of parties at present. 4 groups of parties are existing. Parties that are in coalition with the BJP, in coalition with, or that are in alliance with the BJP, the parties that are in alliance with the Congress, then the left front parties are those parties which are communist and socialist in ideology, and they have made one front that is called third front, left front. Okay, so other than these 3, there are other parties who are not part of any of these 3. Neither they belong to Congress, nor they belong to BJP, and nor they belong to the third front, that is left front. So these 4 groups of parties are existing in present. You can see the first is the parties which are in alliance with the Congress, and we can show it with Congress plus. Main party is Congress, and then other parties are there. Plus is for other parties. Then the second group is BJP plus. The main party is BJP, and the others are denoted by this plus sign. And then left front, which is the alliance of all the communist and socialist party, and the last is others who do not belong to any of these alliance or front. As we have discussed in the previous class that in the election of 2004, the National Democratic Alliance was defeated, and a new coalition government led by the Congress party, which was known as United Progressive Alliance, came to power. And it was not only the United Progressive Alliance which came to power. Actually, it was not able to win the majority of the seats in the Lok Sabha, and that is why it needed support in order to form the government. And at that time, the left front parties gave its support to the UPA government. And we see that this election, the election of 2004, is also seen as the partial revival of Congress party, because we see that after 1991, after the election of 1991, it was for the first time in the year 2004 that the Congress was able to increase its seats. And we see that if we compare the votes polled by the Congress and its allies and the BJP and its allies, we see that there is very marginal difference between the votes polled by Congress plus and BJP plus. So we see that after this 2004, the party system in India was now changing very dramatically, because what was seen from the first election, there was dominance of one party. In 1977, the Janata government was formed. That was the first non-Congress government at the center, but that was totally, we can say it was not a successful government, because it could not complete its 5 years term. And then after that again the people voted for the Congress party, and this situation was remaining there till 1989. Congress was again at the party, but after 1989 major change comes, and the change is that no party in India was able to win the majority of the seats in the Lok Sabha. And what was the result? The result was the starting of the coalition government. And with this coalition government, there started many new things, and in this multi-party system started to function properly. Then there was importance of regional parties in the national politics. Then backward caste politics was also gained momentum during this period. And what we find that this was the period when the country faced instability, because most of the governments which were formed after 1989 to 2004, during this period the government which was formed at the center was either a coalition government or a minority government which was getting support from outside. So we know that the coalition government is not successful in stability, in the matter of stability, because anytime any partner of the coalition can stop giving support to the government, and in this way the government may come in minority. And the same thing is with the minority government which is getting support from other parties from outside. These minority government are always in danger कि कभी भी जो भी उनको आउटसाइड से सपोर्ट दे रहे हैं वो अपना सपोर्ट वापस ले लेंगे, एंड देन द गवर्नमेंट विल बिकम अ माइनॉरिटी गवर्नमेंट. सो दिस पीरियड witnessed instability. But after 2004, not 2004, we can say this trend started from the year 1998, because the alliance, politics of alliance started by BJP. It formed the National Democratic Alliance and it came to power in the BJP. Fought the election, contested the election of 1998 on its own, and it formed the government. But this government was formed with the support of other parties, and NDA came into existence. This government was not able to complete its full term. Within 1 year, the government falls down. And after this, in the year 1999, the elections held and the NDA, National Democratic Alliance, got the majority of the seats in the Lok Sabha. And with this, with this we find that this alliance politics starts. And with this, stability comes back in Indian politics. Here I am concerned only with the stability. So from 1999, from the election of 1999, we find that stability in the Indian politics comes back with the politics of alliance. So this is the development which started to take place, and this development of alliance politics, it took a concrete form in 2004. When Congress also went for an 1998 में after election जो अलायंस बना था वो बीजेपी ने बनाया था एंड कांग्रेस वाज कंटेस्टिंग द इलेक्शंस अलोन। लेकिन कांग्रेस ने भी 2004 के इलेक्शन के बाद इस यूपीए का फॉर्मेशन कर लिया। सो अलायंस की जो पॉलिटिक्स स्टार्ट होती है कम्प्लीटली एकदम कंक्रीट फॉर्म में, जिसको हम कहेंगे इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द ईयर 2004 एंड दिस government, the UPA government, completed its term. 5-year term was completed by this UPA government, and after that elections were held in the year 2009. And now we will see the election of 2009. The election of 2009 was the election to the 15th Lok Sabha. And in this election what we find that UPA, United Progressive Alliance, which was led by Indian National Congress, this UPA obtained the majority of the seats because it performed very well in Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal. So it was in the position of forming the government. And what we find that Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister of India for the second consecutive term, and this was this happened for the first time after Pandit Nehru. Pandit Nehru was the only Prime Minister up till now. Before 2009, Pandit Nehru was the only Prime Minister who became the Prime Minister for the 2 consecutive terms, because we have seen that Indira Gandhi became Prime Minister in 1966, that was in the midway, and then in the election of 1971 she won the election and becomes the Prime Minister. But after that, when election happened in 1977, she could not win the election. So then again in 1980 she came to power, but that was not consecutive term. And then 1984 she was assassinated, and after that Rajiv Gandhi becomes the Prime Minister, and Rajiv Gandhi also was there as Prime Minister only for 1 term. So this Manmohan Singh was the first person after Pandit Nehru to become Prime Minister for 2 consecutive terms. And in this election we see that the UPA government, the UPA, United Progressive Alliance, was able to get support from 322 members out of total 543 members of the House. And we see that this 322 was less than 335, which was the number of members who supported the 2004 UPA. This was decreased, and we see that in the election of 2004 the UPA won 218 seats, but now in this election of 2009 the UPA won 260 seats. So its tally was increased, and it was getting external support from BSP, Bahujan Samaj Party, Samajwadi Party, Rashtriya Janata Dal, Janata Dal Secular. So these were the parties who were there to support this UPA from outside, because the UPA was able to win only 260 seats, and 260 was not the majority, है ना. तो majority के लिए it needed some support from other parties. So these parties were there to support the UPA government in 2009. The UPA government completed its 5-year terms. Okay, so as I told you, this started from the year 1999, that the government, the alliance government, was able to complete its term of 5 years, because we have seen the period of 1989, from 1989 to this 1998. Between this period, no government was able to complete its 5 years term, and midterm elections were held so many times because there was lack of stability. But that stability started to come from 1999, and this stability came because the party politics changed. Now it became known to the political parties that they are not able to win the election on their own. So what is the requirement of the time? The requirement of the time was alliance. So they went for alliance. The BJP started it with forming NDA, and then Congress also formed the alliance, and this alliance politics started from 1998, and this alliance politics is responsible for stability in the country, and this is very important. We must remember that stability is very important in the context of development of the country, because if there is instability, then what will happen, that the development of the country is obstructed, because every time the government is changing, new government, new political party is coming to power, and with this there will be change in the economic programs and policies. So it will hamper the progress and development of the country, and that happened. So it is very important that there must be stability, and this started to come from 1999. So we see from 1999 to 2004, this was the period of the NDA government, and this was NDA 2, because NDA 1 was from 1998 to 1999. Okay, and then from 2004 to 2009, this was the period of United Progressive Alliance 1, UPA 1, and from 2009 to 2014, this was the period of UPA 2, United Progressive Alliance 2. And you must remember, during this NDA 1 and NDA 2, who was the Prime Minister? Prime Minister was Atal Bihari Vajpayee. And during this period of UPA 1 and UPA 2, the Prime Minister was Dr. Manmohan Singh. Okay. Now we are coming to the election of 2014. This was the 16th Lok Sabha. This was the election to the 16th Lok Sabha. And in this election, we see that the results of the election was very drastic changes came because of the result of this election of 2014. Okay, so what we find that won 336 seat the NDA, National Democratic Alliance, won 336 seats in the election of 2014. So the seats won by NDA was 336. And what is most important, 336 is a very high number. And what we find that what is more important than this, that the BJP was able to win 282 seats. In this Lok Sabha election, BJP won 282 seats. This was a very historic victory for the BJP, because what we find that since the election of 1984, it was for the first time, it happened for the first time that a single party had won enough seats to govern without the support of other parties. Though BJP was an alliance, it was a part of the NDA. It was not part, we cannot say part, but it was leading the NDA. But if we see the individual result, what was won by the BJP, that was 282, which is more than majority. So it was after 1984 election, it was for the first time that a single party was able to win the majority of the seats. So from this point of view, this election is historic. And what we find that Congress, the condition of Congress became very, very bad, because in this election Congress won only 44 seats. And if we compare this 44 seats from its last number of seats which it won, the last number of seats were 206. In the last election, it won 206 seats, and in this election of 2014, it won only 44 seats. So this is very important to know that I told you earlier also that in order to become the official opposition party, what is required, that a party must get at least 10% of the total membership. A party must get at least 10% seats of the total seats. Lok Sabha में जितने भी total seats हैं, we know that in Lok Sabha there are 543 seats total, isn't it? So if a party has to become the official opposition party, in order to get the position of the official opposition party, a party must get at least 10% of this total membership. So it will be 54. At least 54 members must be there. You can say it's 55 because it's 54.3. So 55 members must be there in a party. A party must have 55 seats in the Lok Sabha in order to become the official opposition party. But now the Congress was having only 44 members in the Lok Sabha. So just imagine the situation, the position the Congress was having at this time in the year 2014. It was not able to become the official opposition party. We can say that the politics of the country was going on without any opposition party. एंड दिस इज वी कैन से बिल्कुल जिसको कहेंगे हम पासा पलटना जिसको कहते हैं ना, बिल्कुल चेंज हो गया। जो सिचुएशन हम देख रहे थे कि कांग्रेस की 1950 में थी, अगर कांग्रेस को 350 के ऊपर सीट्स मिलते थे तो सेकंड पोजीशन पे जो पार्टी थी उसको 16 सीट मिलते थे, 24 सीट मिलते थे। No one was official opposition party at that time because Congress was in such a dominating position, and now we are seeing that Congress is in such a position that it was not able to become the official opposition party. So these are the trends and developments in Indian politics. We will continue our discussion in the next class.